I'm determined to make this space look cohesive and beautiful without spending a ton of money. I'm going to show you that not every DIY project needs a big budget. First budget-friendly idea is to paint your walls. This costs about $30. The next thing I did in here was do a faux crown look. This cost me about $75 to go around the whole room, so it wasn't the cheapest project I had, but it's still cheaper than the real thing. Next, I grabbed the cheapest trim I could find at the store, and I just did simple picture frame molding. This cost me $30 to do one wall and $100 to do the whole space. Now let's move on to updating this furniture. Buying new furniture is a big ticket item, so if you have furniture lying around and you can just update it with paint, this is a great way to save money. Even if you don't have your own furniture to flip, be sure to check Marketplace. You can usually find a $20 dresser on there that just needs a coat of paint to look brand new. I've had this vanity basically my entire life, so I decided to update it one more time and give it this faux wood look. I did already have all these supplies on hand, so I actually only spent about $20 on new hardware for this vanity. Everything else I already had. I already love how the space has come together with the trim and vanity, but now it was time to move on to my old dresser. Now I could have done the same thing and had this dresser match the vanity, but I wanted to do something different. I ended up painting it this beautiful pop of color for my space. I spent about $75 on this dresser between new hardware and paint. This piece is solid wood, so it was absolutely worth it. Next, I wanted to build some shelves to go above my dresser to put all those plants on that you saw at the beginning of the video. Now I would have loved to have white oak, but white oak is expensive, so I grabbed the cheapest pine boards I could find at the store. Then I used a combination of leftover tan paint and stain to make them look like white oak. Between buying the boards and then installing these beautiful brass brackets, I spent about $50 for these shelves. I could have easily left all my plants in the windows like they were before, but I really felt that that was crowding my space and I wanted to let in more natural light into my room. I did take out the antique couch I had in the room before, but it's only because I moved this chair from our guest bedroom into here because I felt like it would get more use. And clearly Boomer approved. And here's the final count of what I spent on this space. In total, I spent about $350 redoing all these parts of my room. Like I said, I did have some of these supplies on hand, but this just gives you an idea of things you can do on a small budget. So what are you waiting for? Which space in your house are you ready to transform?